Welcome back to my channel and thank you for clicking on this video. If you have not done so yet, please do feel free to like, share, and subscribe because I do tend to do the occasional tarot as well as oracle readings. So if you'd like to have accurate readings regarding your life situation or whatever's going on, feel free to exchange energy with me by liking or subscribing or even commenting or sending me an email or whatever. So today I decided to present the solar plexus chakra. The solar plexus chakra, the medical term for the plexus of nerves that are involved in it, is the celiac. Celiac plexus is the actual medical terminology. It's been termed the solar plexus because when you open up the abdomen and look into it, because it does exist, you can actually see it upon dissection. The network of nerves actually looks like the rays of the sun, which is why you get the term solar plexus. It does make sense. It governs your personal power as well as your self-esteem and confidence. Do you find that you struggle with self-esteem or with your own personal confidence? Have you tried to go maybe seek therapy or join a gym or do various things to help with that? How do you find yourself in the dating world? Do you find yourself afraid, fear of rejection, or uncertainty? Just generally, like, you're not very self-confident. If you find yourself that way, then this video might be of benefit to you. The color that is represented or the color that the solar chakra is reflected by is the color yellow. Some might also say the various shades of yellow and the various shades of gold. Now, before I get into the woo-woo aspect of the solar plexus chakra, I actually decided to go into a little bit more of a medical perspective. The nerves that are, like I said, you can actually open up the human body and look, observe. I know the people that love to see things to make sure that they do exist. You can definitely look up an anatomical slideshow or just Google solar or celiac plexus dissection. You can enjoy that. So the nerves that are involved in it involve the splanchnic nerve, the vagus nerve, the celiac ganglia, as well as the aortic and adrenal ganglia. The organs that these nerves affect, which also means these are the organs which are affected by or governed by your solar plexus, include your stomach, your spleen, your pancreas, and I'm actually going to get into a little bit of more detail into that with regards to those who find themselves struggling with acute or chronic pancreatitis or even pancreatic cancer. It also governs the gallbladder as well as the liver. Those are sort of the main organs that, if your solar plexus is not in harmony, or actually if you're not in harmony with your solar plexus, if it's not balanced, you're going to find yourself struggling with a lot of issues that involve these organs, including digestive problems. I wasn't going to talk about this, but why not? Once again, before I say anything, let me remind you that nowhere in this channel or actually even if you meet me in person, will I ever advise or suggest that you or anyone discard your medical treatment and engage in any of this stuff. Please continue whatever medical treatment you are undergoing, and perhaps speak to the medical expert that is looking after you about any of this if you're going to engage in it, especially if you're a cancer patient. But the pain of chronic pancreatitis, or the pain that is associated with cancer of the pancreas, or any problems with your pancreas, or any problems in that area, if you're not responding to medical treatment and you find yourself upping your doses of medication or pain meds or whatever to the point that you've become an addict, it might be worthwhile to discuss balancing your solar plexus chakra with your physician, especially if the physician is a rare find who's an open-minded human being. So I just want to put that out there, because the way I see it, medicine is struggling. I mentioned this before. It's been struggling. Well, it's been on the decline. When I quit in 2007, I quit for a reason. I saw the toxicity of medicine, and I saw the role that Big Pharma had already owned medicine, the medical industry, by the time I quit. I felt that the medical industry had lost its soul to Big Pharma. So if you're not a Big Pharma kind of person and a medication kind of person, this is definitely worth looking into. There is no harm that will come to you. But again, I reiterate, please continue your medical treatment. So that's the medical aspects that I wanted to talk to you about with regards to the solar plexus, or the celiac plexus. Now I'm going to switch over to the spiritual side, which is the more fun side. The Sanskrit name of the solar plexus chakra is Manipura. Manipura. Now, if you look at the translation, you're going to find many different translations, but they seem to all incorporate some form of jewels. In English, Manipura means the city of jewels. The element that is represented, or is represented by, is fire. The color is yellow or gold, like we talked about, and the crystals are citrine or tiger eye. Not sure if you can see that. That's a gorgeous crystal right there. So we'll talk about that when we get into the meditation aspect of the balancing of your solar plexus chakra. The anatomical location of your solar plexus chakra, it is located between the stomach and the xiphy-sternum. So if you palpate, the sternum, that bone, and then you go below, and then you start pressing in the fleshy part of between your chest and your stomach, and you just go in, press, and then press, and then press. You're going to find one spot that is more tender than the other spots, and that's the exact location of your solar plexus chakra. Clinically, it's significant because when I don't know if you watch movies like the martial arts, when someone gets a punch to their gut, they have a knockout effect. Some people even collapse. It does cause a form of shock. The diaphragm does go into spasm because of that plexus of nerves that is focused there has been traumatized, and it does definitely affect a lot of all the organs that I mentioned, you're going to find, if the traumatic event was significant enough, you're going to find that you are struggling with the organs in that area, should there be any traumatic events to that part of your body. Now, I'm not suggesting anything here, but it's good to know these things if you're into self-defense. I used to be, I was training in anesthesia in Canada before I quit. In anesthesia, there is, in pain management in generally, and in blocks, there's a subsect of anesthesia or subspecialty where you go into acute and chronic pain. And we used to give solar plexus, or I guess celiac plexus blocks. It's an actual nerve block using anesthetic agents combined with pain meds. This helps with the intractable pain that people who struggle with pancreatic cancer or chronic pancreatitis. You can use fluoroscopy or you can use a CT scanner to help guide this intervention. But I just wanted to mention that because a lot of people seem to think that all of this is just woo-woo and there is no evidence whatsoever, nor is there any clinical significance or medical significance to talking, discussing, or the presence of the chakra system. So what does a balanced solar plexus chakra look like? How would you be? To know that or to discuss that, we should probably talk about the attributes that are governed by the solar plexus. It governs the attributes of self-worth, willpower, intellect, inner child, as well as ego. And if it's balanced, you will find that your inner child and your ego are also balanced. Strength, self-esteem, and freedom. Freedom of choice. Freedom of choice. You're going to value freedom of choice. I'm a person who values freedom of choice, which is why I find the last 2.5 years very, very offensive. So yeah, we live in a time period where humanity has lost its will, it has lost its drive, and it seems that it is no longer near the vicinity of knowing anything about freedom of choice. Having said that, you're still going to be tolerant and understanding of others so long as they do not trespass on you. You have a good sense of self-confidence, good analytical skills. You're going to have pride, a word that is abused these days. But the pride that you're going to have is going to come from knowing your authentic self, from knowing who you are, from knowing your self-worth. It's not going to come from arrogance. You're actually going to be quite humble. The arrogance that is on full display. Go to oh my God, log into Twitter. Log into Twitter. Everyone knows everything, especially politicians. The politicians have everything figured out. So that's the arrogance of an unbalanced sacral chakra. You're also going to find that you have strong goals in life. Not only do you have goals, but you're able to manifest these goals. You're going to make promises to people and not disappoint. Can you imagine that in this day and age? You're also going to find yourself able to say no. No, thank you. Another problem I'm witnessing is, I live in Canada, but that's another problem that I'm witnessing in the West these days, especially Canada. I'm not trying to crap on anyone. I've left the political arena. I've left the political scene. But the area that I'm in is full of cowards. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be judgmental. This is an observation. I have learned to become the observer. So there is a problem with cowardice right now in the West. Lots of people need a lot of balancing of their solar chakras. You're also going to be able to have courage. Remember that? What does an imbalanced solar plexus chakra present itself as? How would you behave in society? What qualities would you carry? The main one, which is widespread these days, especially in the West, is cowardice. If you ever want to see a man with a very, very imbalanced solar plexus chakra and a coward, all you need to do is tune in to the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau. You're going to find that you have a fear of being alone, which sadly will put you in situations and in relationships that are probably awful and possibly abusive. You're also going to find that you are stubborn, very rigid. This stubbornness tends to be from past traumatic events, past lessons that we have learned, that we refuse to let go of, but instead carry along with us and apply to the now and apply to the future. That's the stubbornness that I'm talking about. Fear of power and powerful positions. Should someone offer you a position of power, should you find yourself in a position of power, more likely than not, you will sabotage it. You won't be able to make decisions. People have to make decisions. I have to go call this guy. I don't know what to do about this. What do I do? Yeah. Constantly referring out. You're also going to be egotistical. Yes. I'll refer you again to the Prime Minister of Canada. All ego. That man, if you can call him that, is all ego. And it ain't pretty. There's something about egotistical humans that is it's like it's a turn off. It really is a turn off. You're going to have fear of rejection. So you're constantly going to be pleasing people. You're constantly going to be putting masks upon masks upon masks, even doing things that you don't want to do, things that are against your nature, things that you don't agree with, things that you hate. As long as people will be accepting of you and compliment you and all that. You will have no trust in this universe, in life, to look after you, to take care of you. You're actually going to feel like people, as well as the universe, are constantly out to get you. You won't have a drive. So the drive, which also helps with creativity, by the way, that's all going to be shut. Self-worth for people who have an imbalanced solar plexus chakra tends to be determined by the material things that they have. What do I have? That's my self-worth. I have a Rolls Royce. Look at me. I'm amazing. I have a BMW. I have this watch. It's like $20,000. You see this watch? Imbalance in your solar plexus, as well as the things that you do. When I switched from being a physician by choice, I switched from being a physician to a massage therapist. The amount of down talk that I received from humans was unreal. I'm like, I made this choice and you're trashing me for it. How interesting. You're also going to be frequently angry and agitated, which was me, up until quite recent. Actually, I still get angry. It's not like you're never going to be angry, but you're going to manage your anger. You're not going to, I don't know if you're watching the world right now on social media and the videos that are coming out of various parts of the world. There's a lot of hate, rage, toxic rage, and anger flowing around. So you won't be engaging in any of that stuff. Finally, let's discuss how you can balance or harmonize or open up your solar plexus chakra, please do take the time to check the description for the mudras. The mudras are a little bit complex, so instead of doing them here with you, I've actually attached some links for you, should you be interested in engaging with those mudras during meditation, if you're a fan, okay? So yes, please do check the description for links. Balancing, there's a few ways. Like, again, the nice thing about balancing your chakras, and this is what I like about it that's different, it's not as rigid as medicine tends to be, is that you get to choose. You get to choose what works for you. You get to play around and see, I like this, I don't like that, this did this to me, this didn't do that to me. So many different ways, depending on your personality, your preferences to do these things. So for me, it's always been meditation. In meditation, and I've said this before, yellow crystals tend to be citrine, but also, whoa, tiger eye. Tiger eye. Very simple. I love tiger eye because the name is gorgeous. Like, I love the name, but it also represents strength. The mantra is Ram. Ram. So that is the mantra that you can chant while you are meditating with the intention applied to this crystal. And you can also, like I was talking, by the malas. Malas are, it's funny because where I come from, the malas are termed sibha. I don't want to go too much into politics and religion, but the religious, not extremists, but the imams, where I come from, they have these malas. Now, mind you, they're longer. Like, I think they're 108 bead malas, sibha, and they use them. So you can definitely, as you meditate, use them. With regards to food, like I said, yellow colored foods. So think bananas, pineapples, what else? Corn. What else is yellow? Honey, golden honey. Isn't that something? The benefits of honey. With regards to affirmations, I'll give you some. I'm a big fan of affirmations. I'm actually going to do a video about affirmations, and I'm going to put some solfeggio tunes in the background in my Patreon. I can't wait to do that. It's going to be amazing. But these are the affirmations. So you say, I am worthy of love and respect. I am worthy of love and respect. I hope you believe that about yourself. I choose to move forward in life. If you find yourself a little bit in despair, given up, this might be hard for you. It might be hard. So if you're feeling resentment while you're saying these things, then there's absolutely no point in saying them. It's not about verbalizing. You have to say it and believe it. I choose to grow up now. Because a lot of us are children stuck in adult form. I stand strong in my power today. I wish you a lovely